Euro USD, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if you refer to our analysis, when the price was here, we mentioned that if we get the correction, we look for buy. This is what we get it, and we are here. Okay, now the question is, what's the next? Whether we should look for the continuation or the price can drop. Okay, we will have both option later based on what daily chart. I will explain why, and still that we have the possibility that the price can come to this level. Then from there we see whether there is a continuation or reversal. Okay, now we want to see how we can trade it. In this case, we it's better we move to daily chart. We start with daily chart. Okay, based on daily chart, if we refer to our analysis, that we mentioned that we have two options, whether this is the start of the reversal or price can take this level before we get the down move. And we mentioned we are more interested in this before we look for sell for the long term trade. Okay, in this case we want to see what's the relation between these two, what's happening here, how we can trade it. In this case we move to lower time frame. Okay, now we need to know that we want to see whether we can put the first option, whether we can put this one as a correction for the one move down. Okay, if we're going with this option, we need to know that there's still the price may can to this level. That means still there is a possibility price come to this level because before we get the down move. Okay, but the difference will be whether it's expanding or running. Okay, before we get the down move, or even a bit higher before we get the down move. But if the price come here, then we will have expanding. Or the second option is that maybe this is the start of the up move. Okay, now how are we going to trade it? First we talk about the buy. If we get any correction here or even a bit higher, we get the correction, we can trade it. But when the price come to this level, we start to manage it. If we see there is a continuation, we keep. This mean we go with the first option. If not, this is not moving, we take out the trade, then from there we look for sell. And also we need to know that the possibility the price come take this even higher, reverse also is there. That's why when the price come here, we need to look into the chart. We see what's the next. Okay, now the question is, if we want to trade, still we can trade, I mean look for buy within this range, but we need to get the correction. And whether from here or higher, if we see any sharp move down like flag, we look for sell, I mean the correction. Now based on forward chart, I don't think we can get the trade, really good trade setup, unless what we have here is repeated here. Okay, in this case we move to lower time frame, 1 hour chart. Okay, first again we talk about buy. If we want to buy, we need to get the correction, for example similar to what we have here. If we get here or even a bit higher, we look for buy. And when the price comes to this level, we start to manage. And beside that, is there a possibility the price moves similar to what I draw here? Sorry, similar to any of them? That means we get one move up, a small flag, one move up. If we want to trade based on the small correction flag, we consider that is a short-term buy. As long as we get into the profit, we start to manage it. Okay, anyway, we need to see which one we get. We can, if you want to look for buy, whether we get the flag or proper correction. But any of them, especially this one will be short-term trade. Any of them, if we get, as long as the price come to this level, still there is a possibility price come there. Then from there we need to see how we can manage it. Then if we want to look for sell, whether from here or higher, we expect any sharp move with a small flag or correction before we take the sell. That means if we want to sell, we need the price sharply drop, give a correction before we look for sell. Okay, and if the price, okay, what I mean, how about if the price start to move to like move, start the down move with a correction? I think at that times we don't need to look for sell. We see how we can trade to look for buy. For sell, we need a sharply price drop with the correction. Okay, for example, may I give an example here? If I mean sharply like this, then we get the correction. But it depends whether we get the correction or we get the sharp move, a small flag. Okay, but we need to see the sharp move. But if the price move similar to what we have here, then we consider as a correction for the next move up. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup right now. The only thing is any trade buy with a small flag we consider as a short term. And then we want to see how high this one can go. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any changes, any trade setup, I will share on YouTube. Thanks.